everyone. So in today's Come and See lesson, we're going to be looking at Jesus' mission and how Christians can share this through spreading the good news. So in the Gospels of Mark, Luke, John and Matthew, we read about Jesus' mission, and the word gospel means the good news. So Jesus' way of spreading the good news was to show other people that God's love was a way to bring love, justice and peace for the entire world. Now to do this he needed some help. So he was going to use his disciples and other people in his community to try and spread his mission of spreading the good news. So they travelled around through the towns and villages proclaiming the good news. And we're going to look at some scripture today that shows us how he did that. So to begin with then, we have Jesus calls Levi. So if you pause the video here and have a read. So Jesus calling on Levi tells us that his mission was to forgive the sinners. So because Levi was the tax collector, he was sinning and he wasn't collecting those taxes correctly. He listened to the good news that Jesus said and he changed his ways. Here's the story of Jesus feeding the 5,000. Again, pause the video here and familiarise yourself with the story. So in this scripture, the gospel teaches us that we should care for each other and help one another no matter who they are. So Jesus fed the poor here that we learnt about in the previous Come and See lesson, where Isaiah said that we were here to free the poor, the brokenhearted and the imprisoned. So Jesus didn't know these people, the disciples didn't know these people, but he helped to spread the good news and the miracle of Jesus and the miracle of God's love by sharing out the 5 loaves and 2 fishes between these people. Therefore, they were able to then go and spread the good news to people that they knew. And look, Blessed Robert, we have a similar link to this, how in the autumn we help the Emmanuel House by donating food for our harvest. So our next scripture is the women. So if you pause here and have a read and get to know the story. So in this scripture here, we have Jesus with his disciples, but there were also women. Now, in the times of when Jesus was alive, women, as we know, were not equal to men. So this highlights that it does not matter who you are, what your status is, or what people think of you. The good news is for everybody. And Jesus tried to show that by inviting Mary, Joanna, Susanna, and some others to go around with them and preach and help to communicate the good news to the women and other people that they could reach out to. This also links to the resurrection because it was women that found the empty tomb, wasn't it, and to spread the good news. So again, women have this important part in Luke's gospel here of spreading the good news. So your task today then, you are going to have the 3 pieces of scripture and you're going to annotate them by making, firstly answering the question, how does this scripture fulfill Jesus' mission? Then you're going to make 2 links to pieces of scripture, and I've given you some sentence stems just below there to hopefully help you. You can make a link to a hymn, and then make a link to either a prayer or a person. So by a person, I mean someone like Maximilian Kolbe, it could be Pope Francis, it could be Mother Teresa, a religious figure or Oscar Romero that you've learned about that has helped to spread the good news in Jesus' mission. So you can annotate it on here, you could edit it in a Word document, you could make your own poster if you're not able to download this, you could just write it down in your blue book, okay? So I can't wait to see your responses and feel free to send me them or ask me any questions. I hope this helps.